Yo, big up Wagwan, where you deal with, where you depend, where I pre up top, blessings, emergency stream people. Honestly, I did not plan on streaming anymore. I know I said yesterday I would do my usual, 1 hour before the game, but I was feeling like 50-50 in terms of like calmly confident, but I just felt the pending nerves that as soon as the game was about to kick off, I would move from like a 5 out of 10 in terms of being nervous to like a 9.5 out of 10, like heart beating out of my chest type of nervous. So I've been doing a lot of thinking and overthinking before this game, and I decided, you know what? I'm going live just before the game kicks off. This won't be a long one. I'm trying to keep this to 10-15 minutes, but I just want to give a few pre-game thoughts so that regardless of the outcome of the game, these thoughts will be there on record that, I said this before the game kicked off, and it won't be a lot, trust me. But I want to speak on this guy here, Bernardo Silva. In my preview, I did say that I expect to see Foden starting, but that is not to say that I have an issue with Bernardo Silva starting. It's only a small preference for me personally in terms of how I want to see us approach the game and the skill sets that I know each of our players possess in terms of their individual strengths. So for me, I thought Foden would have better achieved what I wanted to see from the game. But I have 100% faith in Bernardo Silva still. He's shown us over the years in previous seasons and earlier in this season as well. I always speak on the games like the RB Leipzig at home and both legs against Bayern Munich, and now this Real Madrid first leg that had passed. So he has credit in the bank with good performances in previous games. Maybe not his best in the last one against Real Madrid, but you can even look at Premier League games like the one against Arsenal. He was phenomenal in that game as well. So he has had good performances this season, and for what Pep is trying to achieve right now, he's absolutely massive for it. So if Pep gone for him again, I have full faith in terms of backing this guy to do absolutely well today. And we're at home, the fans absolutely love him, adore him, and he loves the fans and the club. So I know he'll be, having that chip on his shoulder, knowing that he has his own high standards for himself. He didn't have his best game in the first leg, but now you can make it up for us and send us to our second ever Champions League final. So Bernardo Silva, you know, personally, I would have started you on the bench today, or maybe even put you in the midfield area for Gundogan and then bring Gundogan on later on in the game. But I have absolutely no problem with Foden holding bench for this one and Bernardo Silva starting. Foden and Mahrez and Alvarez are attacking options you can bring off the bench to affect the game. I am also very happy with that. So I trust Pep to do what he needs to do because he also learns. People like to criticize Pep for when he makes his errors, but when he shows that he's learned from them, no one wants to talk about it. So I'm here to talk about it. Pep, I've seen you. I've seen how you do your thing. You learn from not making the subs that you need to then, making the subs, but maybe you make too much of them, and then learn again to know, make the subs, but make an adequate amount. Don't overdo it, don't underdo it. He's learning as he goes on. And if we get this Champions League this season, all of the failures before will become a part of that massive story that he's building, and people are going to look at that and they're going to see the upwards trajectory, like how they do the line graphs, like you have the dips and the highs, and then by the end of it you're like high in the corner. That will be Pep's trajectory with the Champions League with Manchester City, in my opinion. And maybe after he leaves, rivals will be like, oh, it's a disappointment because he only did a small number and he should have done more. But let them talk. You know, we are here to watch what this majestic team, Manchester City, create history. That's what we're here to see. Or that's what I'm here to see. Let me not speak for anyone else, but I'd assume for all the Blues, it's the same. So this batch, any player stepping out on that pitch, I 100% believe in you guys. You already know my prediction is 2-0. Um, I saw the Real Madrid lineup. I noticed that they have, what was the name of that guy? Militao starting, yeah, over Rudiger. Personally, I kind of prefer Militao starting over Rudiger because of what I've seen from him this season. I know that he's minting at a high level, but he does have somewhat of a mistake in him. If you can get to him, you can get in his head. And I feel like Haaland is that type of striker that likes to get in the defender's head. So I see. I hope Haaland handles him very well, but I actually see it happening. And furthermore, in that last game where when we played them at the Etihad last season in the first leg of the Champions League, Militao was terrible. He had an awful, awful game. Absolutely awful. Not Vinicius. Jesus was playing with him. Jesus was absolutely playing with him that game, and he only scored one goal, but I think that was off a Militao mistake, and he had a mistake just before that as well. So I'm just saying, like, he can be got at, and I kind of wanted to see Haaland dunk on Rudiger after all this. Rudiger pocketed Haaland. Oh my God! He pocketed the robot. Rudiger is his daddy now, blah 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 blah. Rubbish. I wanted to see Haaland dunk right on top of his head, like out muscle him, shove him one side, get up in the air, hit the ball in the goal or bicycle kick or something like that, and then turn around and just, who did he do that against? Arsenal, I think. Was it Arsenal? I think it might have been Arsenal when he scored. I think they were all saying, Haaland didn't score though, and he had missed a bunch of chances, and he just turned around and was like, shh, hush up. I wanted to see something like that today if he got the chance to dunk on Rudiger, but I'll take what I get. But like I said, I'm trying to keep this short and concise because I didn't plan on going live right now. I just wanted this video to be out there so that after the game we can go back and look at what we have here and say, you know what? This isn't clinical stats after the game and he's trying to cover it up as he said it before. This is living proof that I've been saying this stuff. So 2-0, that's what I'm going for. I think we shut out the Real Madrid defense, and I'm knocking on wood for that because I don't want to jinx us. But I think it's very much possible. I don't know why not. They only scored one goal against us in their home stadium, and they wanted, like, rival fans and Real Madrid fans want to guess up how much control they had against us in that game. But the fact of the matter is they only managed to score one goal against us at their home stadium. They are thinking that they have to do better here if they want to beat us at the Etihad. So they'll be trying to be more defensively compact and trying to take their moments on the counter attack. That is exactly what they did when they played us at the Etihad last season, and that's what they tried to do throughout the game at the Bernabeu last season as well. So that's up until Rodrigo came on, but we had that whole back and forth. It's just that both teams were so focused on being defensively solid and not conceding the first goal, and it just turned out that we were the ones that scored the first goal in that game, so we got ahead of them at the Bernabeu. So I think if we play our cards right and do the right thing in terms of player decisions and Pep managing the game throughout the game, I think we have the beating of Real Madrid and we can shut them out at the same time. Albeit they'll have their periods of ascendancy in this game, I believe. If it's even a 3 to 5 minute period where they just have that monopoly of the ball, I think that very well might happen. This is Real Madrid, the biggest club in the world right now, and maybe that's arguable. Barcelona is definitely up there, but it's definitely a debate, and a lot of people would say it's Real Madrid. So, biggest club in the world, they're coming to the Etihad, and they are going to show us respect, because you know why? They have to put some respect upon the Etihad. I'm always saying it, put some respect upon the Etihad. And Real Madrid is one of the teams that I expect to see do that, because first of all, their record at the Etihad is 2 draws, 2 wins. They haven't won at the Etihad. In 4 games, they have not won at the Etihad. Furthermore, in 2020 when we played them, they got shocked at the Etihad. Like, Varane had a disaster, and much of the other players weren't all that great either. So they didn't enjoy coming to the Etihad that day. Then the 4-3 last season, they didn't enjoy that after, because that was their next visit after that 2-1 defeat that they held. So they don't enjoy coming here. They are going to come and show us respect. That's what I expect to see. And Ancelotti is a very smart guy and a very, very distinguished manager. So he knows what he's doing. He's not going to set up his team to push a high line and all numbers forward with Manchester City at home playing them, hoping to go to the Champions League. He's not dumb. He knows what he's doing. So, man, I think this is going to be a very high intensity game. I think both teams will together some brilliant attacking play. I think it'll be the polar opposite of the semi-final we saw yesterday against both Milan teams, because that game was so boring. But I think anyone watching this game, rivals or fans of either team or neutrals, like everyone will have their eyes glued to this game for every single minute. I don't think there'll be a dull period. Even if one team is just passing the ball around, I think everyone will be so focused because of the quality of both teams, and knowing that anything can kick off or happen at any point in time. And all either team needs is just one opportunity, and they will be looking to capitalize on that 100%. I think both keepers will be on their absolute A game in terms of focus. Maybe not in terms of like the game that they actually have, making saves or distributing the ball and stuff like that. I think pressure will be on both of them. But in terms of being focused on the plays developing on either side, I think both of the keepers will be absolutely locked in. I think the midfield battle is 100% one to watch. I think we definitely dominate the midfield today because they have Cruz playing at DM again. Unless, they do the 4-4-2 that the reports are suggesting. I just don't see that happening. But I genuinely think we have the beating of them in this midfield battle. And both the strikers will be looking for a single sniff, because both of them were getting a lot of stick for the last game at the Bernabeu, Haaland and Benzema. So I think both of them will be looking to rectify that, and the least bit of a sniff that they get, they'll be on it immediately. So that's just my quick immediate thoughts just before the game. Right now the game is 9 minutes away, so enjoy the game, guys. I most definitely hope that I do. And you don't know the thing, go. Come on, City. We are going to do this. We're going to make them put some respect on the Etihad, because after this, if we beat them, and then the next time they do come to the Etihad again, whether that's 5 years from now, 2 years from now, next year, like whenever it is, they will remember all of these games. And even if they're not scared, because I don't expect Real Madrid to be scared of us, but they will respect us. And that's all I'm asking for as a Manchester City fan. I don't think we get enough respect. And these are the games that we get respect from. So we need to stake our claim in this game and show them, yo, we're not some tin pot team coming out here to play, or, coming out here to participate. We're coming out here to take over. We're not coming here to take part. So I think that's the type of energy the team needs to have. I think that's the type of energy the fans in the stadium need to have. And I think both will be on it. So come on, City. Bloom, yo, you saw me standing alone. You saw me. You saw me standing alone without a dream in my heart, yo. Without a love of my own. And we're not really here, So on that note, until next time.